Good evening. How y'all doing? Fantastic. Love seeing all of you out here tonight. Some regulars, some new faces. It's a great mix. Super excited for another night of poetry, another night of community. Before I introduce our feature, I do want to say these two guys back here, Seth and Nate. Yeah, give it up for them in general. So they are amazing in all kinds of ways, but they're amazing to work with. They are artists. They're in their own band. It's fantastic. But they do this for artistry, and they've supported musicians, they've supported dance, they've supported yoga, they've supported poetry for years and years. In fact, 10 years. They just celebrated in May their 10-year anniversary. And these two guys bust their ass on a regular basis, but this last month was like intense. So yeah, super pleased to be back at the Rialto as always. Give it up one more time for the Rialto Theater. Thank you. So glad you're here. Keep the energy coming. It always makes it more enjoyable all around for the feature for the open mic. So I connected with today's feature, Judging a Slam. And we connected like instantly. I'm not quite sure how this happened, but it took like seconds until we were really best buds. We sat next to each other while we were judging, and so we're writing scores on this little erasable board, and someone is doodling on the score pad, so before she can flip and tell the score, she's got to finish the doodle. So there were times where we're waiting for the score, like almost. It wasn't that she was writing the score, it was like, we got to finish the doodle so it's presentable. So Siaara's poetry is really fantastic. I am excited for you to hear it. If you're not yet familiar, to hear her again for those of you that are. A lot of local artists in the room, musicians, poets, things like that, probably know how hard it is to get a decent number of views. And Siaara has poems out there literally with more than 1 million views. In poetry, I don't know how many, it might be more than that, but definitely more than 1 million, because I've seen them because I pulled them up of how many views are on this thing. So I think you are going to really enjoy tonight. You're in for a treat. Please welcome my friend Siaara Freeman!
Actually, one of my students just called me. Aww. I was back there. That's why I did that little turn in the middle of my introduction. I think some people might have heard me. I'm like, Lola Bunny, Miss DC's about to get on stage. And I teach at an art school, right? So they know that it's K through 8th. But when I tell kindergartner stage, we get backstage. We get quiet. And she's like, good luck. Bye, Miss DC. I'm trying to explain to her. She's like, no, bye. Bye. I don't even want to talk no more. You told me. You showed me the stage. Goodbye. Good luck. And every time that I get on the stage, at this point, because I've been doing this since I was 15 years old. That's part of how I done amassed all of those views. If you've been doing it as long, and that's what I tell artists, consistency is key. It is. If you love it, if you truly love it, no matter what the art form is, if you truly love it, keep doing it. Don't do it for accolades. Don't do it for fame. Don't do it for recognition. Do it because it feels good.
Yeah.
And if you do it because it feels good, people will notice, because it's going to make them feel good. I like to tell this story. My first time touring internationally, I went to Norway. Beautiful experience. I think I told you, I still want to go back. I think I want to move to that place. And I have a million funny stories on why. But I'm not even going to talk about Norway. See, that was the trick. I'm going to talk about Germany. I'm talking about Berlin. Beautiful place. Architecture. Amazing. I went into a pub, and I realized my booking manager had booked me in the one place in Germany where nobody spoke English. I mean, one, because it was literally, I was all over Europe, and there were so many European places that I had gotten used to. Okay, well, here I need a translator, and here I do not. In Germany, I was so accustomed to not needing a translator. I toured the city, made friends, enjoyed myself, and then got to the one place I was supposed to perform, and literally no one, not the bartender, not the person who booked me, not the other poets in the yard. It was a smaller town. It was a village, right? And so no one knew me. And I was like, I'm going to still do my poems because they booked me. And I'm going to do the poems that make me happy. And I'm going to perform them my whole heart, and hopefully they will feel that. And I don't know if anyone has had a German audience, but they are not often the smiley. They are not the type. And so I got through the first half of my set, and I was not getting the response. Just see how warm it is in here in the Midwest. We laugh and we having a conversation. I'm used to that. I'm accustomed. I'm a very Midwest girl, so I'm accustomed to that. And so I got scared midway through my little set. But baby got from Cleveland. I'm like, I can't stop now. I won't stop now. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. And I got to the end of my set, and I was like, let me just get my books. I don't even want to waste no more of these people's time. And the line was out the door for them to come buy my books. It's people. I'm crying. It was people who were writing, who had their phones out so they could translate things to say back to me. They had spent time in that quiet finding the words that they wanted to say, not about what I said, but how I made them feel. And I realized that poetry can do a lot, because poetry has done a lot for me. But it has done a lot for me because I loved it, truly. And I loved it no matter what. And I immersed myself in it no matter what. And that's what I tell my dance students. That's what I tell the baby band students. That's what I tell the choir kids, the fashion kids, the culinary art kids, the theater kids that are my kids, the spoken word and creative writing kids that are my kids. That's what I tell them. You just immerse yourself in it. You don't got to worry about getting the lead this time. Don't worry about being first chair this time. Just love it. If you could just love it, it'll all work out. All right. So I heard that this artist in this room, and I know that like we do judge ourselves very harshly. We don't need critics. We the critic. We don't need them. That's why we be mad at critics. We're like, I already did this already. I edited this already. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to your art, and people will be kinder to you for it. That's my message. All right, but now. So I am working. I am a button poet. That is the name of my publishing company, and I'm currently working on my next manuscript, which is all about cartoons. Yeah. So I got folks to pay me just to chill out, smoke weed, and write about cartoons. And just what a life. Like, what a life. What a life. I was like, I feel like, I don't know. I'm like, this is not quite what I prayed for, but it's close. Maybe I didn't know how to pray right then. And so I'm working on pulling things together. And I heard this is a safe space to do new poems. Is that true? Is this a safe space? Mm-hmm. You can't just take one person's word for it. You got to ask the group. Just because one person said it's okay, don't mean everybody want to hear my new poems. It's okay if you don't. I won't do a lot. I'll give you some golden oldies. I will. Mm-hmm. But I want to try some things. Yeah. So the concept of the manuscript is I start in the 20s. Right? And I track how black cartoon characters, black animators, and black animation has changed and how it has affected society. And not just black folks, all folks, how it's affected society in one way or another from now till then. And so when I thought that I was constructing this manuscript, I thought I was going to have a lot more fun. And I know eventually I will, but you got to get through a lot of rough shit when you're writing things that involve history. So one of the things that I learned that broke my heart, one of my favorite characters of all time, is Scrooge McDuck. Anybody familiar? Anybody familiar with Scrooge McDuck? Scrooge McDuck. Oh, we know about him. He jumps into the vault with his money bags. He got Huey, Dewey, and Louie, his nephews, DuckTales. It was a good time. Anybody ever hear about how Scrooge McDuck made all his money? No. I need you for merch. Don't you go anywhere after the show. Don't you move. You stay right where I can see you. We have business plans. So I didn't ask this question, mind you. I was on the internet doom scrolling. It was mid-pandemic, and we didn't know whether we were going to make it or not. And I was like, man, that's what write poems. And I had already started the manuscript, so I was like, I want to look up cartoons. And so I just started looking up little known cartoon facts. And then this one popped up. And you know how sometimes you see shit on the internet and you're like, this isn't real. I have to do adult research. I can't just take this for granted, and you end up in this rabbit hole. And I'm like, oh my God, this is real. This is too real. I wish I would have just thought it was a parody. This is so bad. Yeah. Here's the poem. How Scrooge McDuck made all his bucks. Or, this is why white people can never enter Wakanda. Part 1. One day, as average as any other, I am skimming the internet and I come across an article that asks the question, have you ever wondered how Scrooge McDuck made all his money? And I think, well, yes. I have actually considered this very thing many times, and so I read it. Like any unreasonable person does when they know they likely won't like the answer they are seeking. So Africa is the setting. Yeah? Right? That's all you need to know. Basically, we already here. Lush and open and begging to be unplucked. And apparently this fucking duck decides he wants a piece. Webbed hands rubbing in colonizer delight, he declares he must buy this mythical land. Make it a plantation for rubber. He calls the natives savages. He quackles evilly at their belief of the ground being protected by good gods. The tribe refuses to sell the land, and so Scrooge hires a mob to chase them into the jungle. After which he says, and I quote, boy, were those savages mad. Their witch doctor hoodooed and voodooed for weeks. By the way, Scrooge is finally recounting this tale of racism and violence to his grandchildren, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. And now that we are all on the same page, what the actual fuck? Like, not a rubber plantation, Scrooge? Jesus. So that was that poem. Here's a cartoon poem that hits closer to home. It's about Cleveland Brown. Anybody familiar with Family Guy? Yeah. Oh,
I love that show.
It's so polarizing. That is what that show is. And this is what I'm learning about cartoons. It's that conversation. It's that dichotomy. I love that. I hate that. It taught me this was stupid. Right? We can all watch this. Me and my sister were arguing about Ren and Stimpy. I'm like, it's art. She's like, it's gross. I'm like, I'm gross. It's art. So like, we have different interpretations. I'm gonna talk to both of y'all about that. Like, I have a poem about how I question people about their favorite cartoon characters. We're not gonna do that because we're gonna do some more fun shit. But a really quick cartoon poem. Is it? Yep, it is. Did y'all know that Cleveland ain't spelled right? The name of the city, Cleveland? No. Yeah, we were named after Grover Cleveland, and we misspelled his name. With the A. Yeah, with the A. Yeah, facts.
Moses Cleveland.
See what? Let's have this conversation. He is named incorrectly after a joke that is named incorrectly after a city that is really named incorrectly after a man. We're just not sure which man. The front of Cleveland Brown's home comes flying off, and we laugh every time. He is in the bathtub every time, naked, black, and often shivering. The joke changes, but it does not mature. It is always a white person who is culprit. Mostly Peter. Peter is an idiot with unlimited power. He is drawn this way, a drunk with a heart of fool's gold, who hates his daughter, ignores his wife, and is nicest to his dog. This is also a joke. And we laugh every time. The first time we see this gag, Peter uses a tank he has purchased from a car dealership with no hassle. With nothing but his wife's inheritance to support him, he destroys Brown's home with a government missile. Brown asks Peter to blow down the towel rack so Brown can at least cover himself in the wreckage the next time. Peter has stole a fucking giraffe from a zoo that was really stole from its mother, that was really stole from Africa, the giraffe. After enduring Peter and the last, runs and barrels fear first into Brown's home. Brown is aware he can't stop Peter or his shenanigans. Brown decides to reschedule his showers. His clean is now dependent on Peter. Brown has said, "Oh no," and asks, "What the hell?" each time, except this time. This time, Peter uses a hot air balloon. Peter has chased another one of his faulty dreams into Brown's foundation. The bathtub slides to the ground, and Brown can't feel his legs for 30 seconds. There were a lot of dead black men in those 30 seconds. It was 30 seconds worth of dead black men, which is actually long, which is actually naked and shivering. Peter has a horse named Till Death. In this episode, he swerves his vehicle into Brown's home to avoid burning his pet. When Brown falls, Till Death drinks his bath water. Brown decides to move after Peter destroys his home for the 5th time. This instance with a rocket, chasing Roadrunner. Cleveland Brown leaves behind an ex-wife, which is actually a trope, which is actually how you say black woman in animation. Token is how you say black child for the curious. And he leaves behind his bathtub, which is actually just a bathtub. But Brown is tired of how Fitz feels in the morning. Brown is tired of having to fix. Brown is actually just tired, but it happens at his new house. It happens on his own show. He is a prank everywhere. And we laugh every time. His ex-wife dies in the bathtub. And yeah, it is funnier before Whitney Houston dies in a bathtub. But still, we laugh every time. Is this better than being stuck in their throats? If we are the house's tools, can we not dismantle the house even if it is our only shelter? Won't we be naked and cold regardless? Let me ask you something, academics. Is indecent exposure a thing one can reclaim? Poem. So I'm normally a funnier poet. I'm a funny person. So y'all want to do some light shit? You want to hear me talk some shit real quick? Okay, sure. Let's do it. It's Pride Month.
Yeah.
Happy Pride Month. I'm a queer. So is my best friend. I'm not going to read from her book right now, but she is a black trans woman from Portland, Ohio, and she is my life. She is my lifeline. And I take her book everywhere with me. It's called Local Woman. You should buy it. Not just because she's my best friend, and not because she's a black trans woman, because she's one of the best fucking writers of the 21st century. It's really just that simple. But you will hear some of that later. Right now I'm going to talk shit about my ex-girlfriends. All right, cool. It's Pride Month. Happy Pride. Fuck them. Happy Pride.
Okay.
Okay, let me preface with saying this poem was from years ago. She's fine now. It's fine. It's fine. You ever, when you're in your early 20s and you think this love is the last love, and you just know this love is the last love. I can't even believe I thought that was the last love. I can't believe it. She's happy, and she should be. But for a while, I was not enjoying it. So here's the song. Hexes for my exes. You feel me? You see where this is going. You see where this is going. Hexes for my exes. After Rachel Wiley, the boss. Oh, so ex-lover. I heard that you heard that I'll still wish you shit. And that's not true, baby. I still wish you plenty of shit. For instance, I wish you really, really, really fantastic marijuana. And then I wish you a marijuana tolerance so high, a session with Snoop Dogg, Cheech and Chong, Wiz Khalifa, Scooby and Shaggy, Rihanna, plus me will not work. I wish you trips. I do. I wish your mama stay tripping, your new job stay tripping, your new boo stay tripping. I wish every day of your life was a fucking trip with really great weed that will not get you high. I wish.
That's great.
It is. I feel that way. I wish you into bars that serve everything except what you want. I wish my heart to be the only thing on tap. I wish you ringworms in your vagina.
Oh my. Rewind.
This was not an amicable breakup. This was not fun. I wish you. Yeah, that's itchy. Yeah, uncomfortable. That's what language can do. I was a linguistics major. I knew what I was saying when I said it, baby. Hey. I wish you ringworm in your vagina. I wish you scuffed shoes after buying them for the first time every time. I wish you.
Oh, that's cold.
It's me. I wish you more girls. I do. I wish you girls who claim they are nerds, but don't know the difference between Marvel and DC characters. I wish you. Yeah, some of us, that pisses me off. Because don't sit next to me and act like you know, and you can't even differentiate between the two. That's wild. I wish you girls who claim they are nerds but don't know the difference between Marvel and DC characters. I wish you girls who claim they can't cook and they can cook. They just don't want to cook for your punk ass. I wish you girls who tell you they can squirt. And it's really not squirt. You don't get the joke half more sex. I wish you. It is what it is. I wish you. End pieces of bread. I wish you nothing but end pieces of bread. I wish you entire loaves of end pieces of bread. I wish you into a world where music doesn't exist. That's how you know. That's how I love an audience. Because y'all rocked with ringworms and vagina. But no music was the line. I was getting booed. Oh, that's too much. Yeah.
No music?
Yeah, no music. Except Drake mixtapes. Taylor Swift is on every hook. I wish you into a world where your tongue tastes everything except me as overcooked okra. Yeah! Forever and everything. It's so good. I wish for a world so toxic. Y'all get 1 million views by being friendly. I wish for a world where my wishes weren't so much like you, girl, good inside my mouth, meaningless the moment you left. Woo.
Damn.
So one of the things I really love about this community, I was having this amazing conversation outside with Siaara and Soul, and we're like, I'm probably taking too long, we should get back in so we can start the open mic. And I came in and there was so much interaction, so much conversations, so much connection, so much looking at things and talking things. And so I really appreciate y'all. We are going to get the open mic started. So let's give a round in advance to some of these poets coming up to the stage. Woo. All right, let's start off. One of our regulars, always happy to go near the beginning, which I appreciate. It's not always an easy task to start this off. Please welcome to the mic, Sylvia Clark.
Hi everyone, my name is Sylvia Clark. This is a selection of two poems that kind of go into each other from my first chapbook that I finished. It's a chapbook of protest poetry called, are you ready for this? Filibusters for Heterosexual Congress.
Where's it at? I'm gonna purchase it now.
And I tried to think of what's something that I could encapsulate all these different ideas about America and everything into it serves as a filibuster, if you know what that is, where you can talk about pretty much anything in order to stall legislation from going forward. So I was like, what if I could just sit all these straight people down and just they had to listen to me.
Yeah. I like it.
Specifically government. But anyway, one more thing, I will say that we are one day away from the anniversary of Ronald Reagan's death. It's important to the next. It's important to the second poem, and you'll see why. Opening remarks. I stumble over my own feet in this lifelong delivery, carrying my exquisite corpse to its funeral plot, seeing each paper face as another name towards the terminal edge. I hold this truth to be self-evident. That this mic stand is, I'm sorry. I hold this truth to be self-evident that some ballistic members of this loaded chamber hold their applause for the end of my life, who intend to dismember trans women via dissected language paper clippings into what we are not, collage in the shape of their fears like ransom letters, paper-mache tigers meant to scare the townsfolk into hunting us for sport, to fashion us into trophy pelt carpets for their cozy fireplace living room floors, into taxidermy cadavers mounted above their mantles that see everything but can no longer speak, bloody plaque of the horrible teeth that devour us, gears that interlock in the form of lawmaking bodies, shooting painful roots, nervous branches of governing neurons with their original synapses, institutes that tease liberty, all transmitted to receptive, impulsive dendrites, conducting the charged public via utility pole axons, dog whistle signals sent to every house through their central systems of corruption, sheathed to protect itself and accelerate their end, to end our transmissions, to encrypt our bodies together in a mass grave, end to end, to drag and drop us into a zipped filing cabinet, like a body bag at the morgue, to delete us from the memory, redact us from the living, classified document, to ban and burn our history to ash like sexology books, knowing we were on the books, written in Nazi grammar. Billowing from the side of the fence proctored by Satan, soft cover skin turning to human leather bound with barbed wire under the sun. Made to toil for our plots until our spines creased and broke. Enduring forced labor like an abortion of justice, they deny any part in causing. Lawmakers writing death sentences by hand with their life discretion sights, with one hand assigning Eve's pain to the wounds of children, with a photo op while pointing their fingers at trans people with the other, calling us predatory. The original taxed nation without representation for their agony. Only a court-appointed lawyer after crossing state lines of red tape to survive. The only standard procedure for everybody keeping the score. The blunt force trauma carved directly into a family tree with a dull blade, wooden trunk chest that will never ring the same way, that knock hollow, growing saplings stripped silent of their strong bark, who they have not heard, abused at the hands of coaches, teachers, priests, police, border patrol agents, all hands with slap wrists, while calling us perverts, while calling us extreme, calling themselves activists with straight faces, which is so unfunny I remember to laugh. In order to keep it together, let us now share in a moment of righteous laughter so that we may always forget. The asparagus treason and plot. Number 1, Wikipedia. Ronald Reagan died June 5th, 2004. When a tomb closes, a stall door opens.
Rewind.
2, Wikipedia. I think of Reagan's dried leather face in his casket, shriveled like an old baseball glove. 50 stars aligned when I learned his middle name was Wilson, a sporting goods company. 3, Wikipedia. Student of Eureka College, Eureka, Illinois. Member of the football team, nicknamed the Red Devils. The jokes write themselves. I think of uncured pigskin against pigskin. He graduated with a C average, a dual major in sociology and economics.
Yeah.
Did you get that face? No, anyway. 4, Merriam-Webster, Eureka, an interjection, used to express triumph of a discovery. I read on. From the exclamation attributed to Archimedes, are discovering a method of determining the purity of gold. 5, Franklin Avenue, Kent, Ohio, 44240. Eureka, I say, my stream of consciousness flows clear. I will piss on his grave.
As you should.
I speak to his ghost. Remember your school spirits. 6, Wikipedia. His body resides at Ronald Reagan Presidential Library in Simi Valley, Ventura County, California. 34.2595 degrees north. 118.8194 degrees west. 7, Frontier Airlines. Cleveland to LAX one way, Sunday, July 4th. $182 for discount den members, $214 for non-members. One stop at Denver International. Taxes and fees, of course, are not included. 8, Google. The average cost of a Los Angeles rental car is $36 per day. Hilton Los Angeles Airport, Sunday, July 4th check-in, Tuesday, July 6th checkout. $107 a night. 9, Yo, the cafe at the LAX Hilton, 3 stars, 27 reviews. Eat all of their asparagus. 10. Google Maps, drive from 5711 West Century Boulevard, Los Angeles, to 40 Presidential Drive, Simi Valley via I-405 North and US 101 North. 1 hour, 50 minutes. Stop for Starbucks in Thousand Oaks across from the Taco Bell. 11. Reagan Foundation. General admission, which includes entrance to the FBI exhibit. $29.95. Save $3 with outdated Kent State ID. 12. Memorial. Inscription reads, I know in my heart that man is good, that what is right will always eventually triumph, and there is purpose and worth to each and every life. Piss on his grave with your girl dick. Thank you.
Yeah!
Great.
Right. Now that's how you open a mic. Thank you so much. Give it up one more time for Sylvia Clark. Next up, I believe was something brand new. Another regular here. Please welcome Heather Brazil.
I wrote a poem about angry cows.
Woo!
I call it cow tipping because I have some good tips.
Hey.
Cows are only mad when there's crazy in their brain. Breathe. It helps a cow maintain. Poem. And this other one is it's a poem about Akron. So if we have Akronites here, you're gonna like it probably.
Okay.
Akronites.
Is that what you're looking for? Okay.
That's what we call
Is that what they
Akronites.
say?
We're
It's-
Clevelanders. Okay.
Yeah, the language.
Yeah.
It's called But There's a Great Public Art Scene. But There's a Great Public Art Scene by Heather Brazil. This city has walls we can't see, with doorways and lost keys and locked locks like me, myself, and lock 3. City of songs and of angels singing. Time passed as time passed. 100 seasons and 100 myriad reasons are ringing in my ears. Light up angels singing, singing of beautiful decay. Nobody wouldn't want to stay. City on dead secret city. Boarded windows, hidden walls, downtown doorways, and unseen footfalls. I know why they call it Maiden Lane, but I won't tell you, because dance won't look the same. Things to say, things not to say. There's a secret language in the city where I stay. Who do you know? Which way does the wind blow? Nothing didn't happen here so many good years ago. Every year never changes, not the markets or exchanges. Anywhere but here. Mossy stone walls, invasive ivy, hiding history, inciting mystery, and confusion. Any power here? Delusion. But draw your own conclusion. Akron's graffiti screams into our ever-present now. Yesteryear is useless, obsolete, rendered absurd, like all that never word, and buried histories left unheard. Poem.
All right, thank you so much. Give it up one more time for Heather. All right, we're going to keep the open mic moving. Next up, another regular who sometimes writes pieces while he's sitting there. I'm not sure if that's true tonight or not. Also, what's that?
Not so
Not so much tonight. That's fair. It wasn't like you had to do this. I'm just noting. It's pretty impressive. It comes up sometimes like, I just wrote this while I was sitting here. Also has one of my favorite website names. I can tell you that when he comes on up too. But please welcome to the stage, Ed Amann. Woo!
All right. I normally play music. On the way to a show at noon today, which is an odd time to play music. Not as bad as getting up at 5:30 in the morning to play a farmer's market at 9, an hour and a half away. But still early. Anyway, on the way over there, I wrote a little affirmation. I know my skills are worthy. Let me, this audience, engage. Oh, Muse, make sure I leave it all upon this very stage. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, all of this is short work. This is going to go by fast. Reels. Sometimes, actually often, words can't say my feels. The scenes come in all scrambled. The projectionists mix the reels. Does anyone remember when movies came on reels? Instead of jump drive downloads, I sometimes wonder how it feels. Images are hard to say, but so good at showing feels. Guess it really doesn't matter. Movies don't still come on reels. Oh. And last, what matters? When it all comes down and crashes, what means more above it all? What holds us all together when our institutions fall? When all the markets tumble and the bombs begin to fall, will we finally remember love matters most of all?
All right.
And like Keith said, I have a website, contains music, contains poetry.
Yeah.
And the website is www.edmanwalking.com.
Give it up for Ed.
That's a great song.
Isn't it?
Yes.
I love that website, Dave. Next up, we have a brand new voice to this event. I got to read a couple poems already. I'm already very impressed. I'm excited to hear on the mic. Before I announce it, Wojnar, I didn't check.
Perfect.
Okay, because I don't want to be like, I can edit this out of the tape, and nobody knows if I missaid it here. We all do, but nobody else, at least. So please welcome next to the mic, Susan Wojnar.
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Evening.
Yeah, Susan, I'm from Youngstown, Ohio. Made the trip up tonight.
Hey, all right.
Yeah. And last year I came out with a book called White Darkness, Poetic Tales of the Schizophrenic Experience.
Yeah.
And self-disclosure, I'm someone who's lived with schizophrenia for 25 years. So every poem in this book is a little episode, a little insight, a little peek about what it's like to live with schizophrenia, what it's like to hear things, see things, think really different things. So that's all I'm gonna say about it. Just kind of jump right in. This first one's called Twilight of the Ashes. Ashes, ashes falling down out of a pre-dawn sky. I am driving, out of necessity. The mother of invention keeps creating out of my mind. Ashes, ashes raining down from a phantom steel mill sky. A graveyard shift canopy. Is it heaven? Crack it open. Crematorium bursting with the gritty, sooty dead. Out of necessity, the mother of invention keeps creating out of my mind. Ashes, ashes falling down. I am driving, frantically dialing the radio. Does anyone else know about this explosion over Mayfield Heights? I roll the window up, down, up, down. Is this acid rain? Will it burn my skin? It does not. I am driving through the gritty, sooty ashes of the dead, on Mayfield Avenue at 3 a.m. I'm all alone. I am not. A black man walking along the side of the road. Does he see the ashes? Yes. He looks up to the sky, reveling in heaven's exhaust. Encouraged because he is a black man. I pull over to the side of the road, stick my face out of the window, and reach with my tongue towards heaven. I am driving, dialing and dialing the radio. My son's voice tumbles out, rips and reaches from inside the old school rhythm and blues to his 3 years AWOL mother. I scream at the radio, can you hear me? I can hear you. You're on the radio and I hear you. It's your mother, I think I'm dying. My son's voice insinuates itself between Al Green's shouts and moans. He sounds bored, uninterested. I'm sobbing. Are you alive? Are you okay? I can hear you on the radio. His voice, a monotone, fades in and out through the polyrhythms. I strain to hear his words. He is distant. I'm sobbing. My son's voice embedded in the airwaves, but we cannot connect. I'm sobbing. I love you. I think I'm dying. Just remember, I love you. No reply at all. Is anybody listening? There's no reply at all. I feel the dead. Their ashes fill me.
Right.
I'm going to do one more. And I mentioned that the title was called White Darkness, and that's a West African term to designate a possessive state. Some of you might be familiar with that. So sometimes part of schizophrenia is a little bit like being possessed. So this is a little bit about that. It's called Vessel. I am used, helplessly whirling, a tarantella, while phantom hands reach up and out of the white darkness, snatch my ankles, pull down. I leap to avoid their clutches. I am used, arms tremble, flap against my will. My call for help, for answers, brings Bill, the Bible, the black church. He prompts, in the name of Jesus, leave. But my puppet arms flail on. I am used, rippling, rhyming words gush out of me. Unbidden, all Mississippi Delta hoodoo mother tongue. I am the mouthpiece of a mighty river pouring out. Invisible partners dance with me, promenade, cakewalk. I feel phantom knees touch mine, push, pull. I am tangoed, used again. I am used. I am nothing. I am everything. The great spider of creation spins through me. Thrown to my knees in adoration, staggering to my feet in agony. Therapists, doctors murmur and prescribe. Voices from the shadows whisper, who is this woman? Now our songs are sung through her.
Give it up one more time for Susan Wojnar. Yeah, absolutely. How are you feeling through this open mic so far?
Wow, great.
Yeah, loving it. Keep it up. I'm very excited for our next person to the open mic as well. Not only a poet, but one of Ohio's best photographers as well. Please welcome, absolutely. Please welcome my Deanna Thompson.
Wow, I know her.
Hey, how you doing?
Me too.
Hello, my name is Deanna. I drove down here from Cleveland to be here. I'm excited to be here with everybody. And I'm going to read two poems. The first one is a poem that I contributed to a book called Seeds, Volume 1. It was a book that was a result of a project put on by Deep Roots Experience in Cleveland. A project I was exploring. It's called The Nature of Healing, but it's about the relationship between healing and grief in nature. So I'm kind of like a first-time published poet, which is really, really cool. But the poem I'm going to perform is called Windowsill Elegy. Just for some context, last year I experienced a lot of change in my life within the span of 90 days. I lost my grandma, I lost my job, and I got COVID. And so it was really, really hard to just process all that change happening at once. And so this poem is kind of about, it was an experience that kind of taught me that not all change is bad, and just how to be able to kind of move forward in spite of things just suddenly changing and things not being what you expected. So again, it's called Windowsill Elegy. I remember when I bought my first plant, tiny, wet, fragile in my hands. I carved space for her on my windowsill and prayed that she would thrive. On a Monday, she bore me beautiful fruit, pink flowers sparkling with crystal clear dew. But change will come, as it always does, without a warning and for no just cause. I begged the soil to hold on tight and bathe her dying leaves in a golden light. But on a Friday, I saw her shriveled stems and her soil crumbled into my hands. Now she rests upon my windowsill, no bloom, no life, perfectly still. But not all that wilts is lost for good. Some things must fade, as all life should. We cannot change what is meant to be. Instead, we must let go and give ourselves the space to grieve. Poem.
Yeah.
Thank you. This next one I'm going to read is called Heavy. It's a short one. The elephant in the room doesn't appear out of thin air. It's not as if you blink and suddenly it's there. It is created. Small at first, born from lies, secrets, and concealed words, from he's just like that to it's for the good of the family to it's just better if we don't talk about it. But you see, the elephant is an animal and all animals must eat. And so with each lie, the elephant grows. With each secret, the elephant grows. And with each lie, the elephant grows. Until the room's not big enough. Until the beams shatter one by one. Until the foundation that we worked so hard to build crumbles under the weight of what we refuse to face and what we refuse to say. Poem.
Yeah. Give it up one more time for Deanna Thompson. Open mic is not stopping. Y'all are incredible. Next to the mic, first time at this event, but we've shared poetry space before. Please welcome to the mic, Do. Woo!
I got a call asking to write a victim impact statement about your bitch ass. Whoa. Whoa. And I just had to sit back and laugh. Like, do I look like a fucking victim to you? Like, no need to respond. No need to feel bad. I'm not mad. I just find it funny how you talk about being a man on your spam as if every time you open your mouth, it don't sound like you leaking out your pads. Like, you need some new pads. But let me ask you, what is a man? I don't know about yours, but my dad said being a man meant owning your shit and standing on what you said, you know, basic shit. I thought you would understand, but here you are on probation for the yik yak fingers on your hands. What a man. What a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. Yeah, I know it don't take that much salt and pepper to facilitate the alligator tears hidden in neighborhood's favorite victim, but I'm gonna shut up because I choose peace. I choose peace in a world where accountability is a government conspiracy. And yeah, I'm not perfect, but the difference between you and me is that I have no misdemeanors, no felonies, no first, second, or third degrees. I know what no means. Basically, I'm just a normal person, just like anybody else has a little bit of conflict and tendencies to disagree, but you know, trivial things. But for you, it's the world's responsibility to protect your fragile little feelings, and God forbid someone says some mean words about you, or even better, doesn't give you the sexual pleasures we all know you're entitled to. Y'all hear that? That must be your big back, bitch ass mama ready to dry your tears and smear me and anyone else who dares to disagree with you, because when you get out of jail, you need to have friends, right? I get it. That tendency to throw your rocks and hide your hand, getting butthurt, playing pretend, the same song and dance is so American. It's kind of fucked, because no matter how pro-black or pro-woman I think I am, I still found myself celebrating massive freedom in your backyard last summer. So I hope those red, white, and blue tears flow just as free as you are with the GPS tracker above your feet right down that river of the Nile. I promise I'm not trolling. Maybe I am, just a little bit, but for real, this shit gets deep. I mean, deeper than you think, and I could go on and on and on, but I'm gonna shut up because I choose peace. I choose peace in a world where the difference between me and you is you caught the case first, and God gave the second chance to the nigga you wanted in a Hurts poem. Yeah, so 2024 was a crazy ass year for me, and basically the moral of that story is don't threaten to stab me to death on Yik Yak anonymously, because that's the shit that I'm gonna do. After I try to figure out what was wrong with you when you did that, I'm gonna turn around and like write some shit like that. I'm very petty, so. But this next poem is new. I finished writing it a couple weeks ago, and it's about jealousy and envy and the way that I like kind of project that in like a lot of different ways. Well, yeah,
Some ways.
Yeah. Finding the words to describe envy is probably the hardest part of living with it. So I project it in the people I find attractive. I'm jealous. Like, what am I supposed to say to someone I'm supposed to hate, but I can't because I can't escape past the fact that I want to be someone I secretly envy? I love you. And I don't want to lose you because that means I'm losing to you, and I am a very sore loser. My friend asked, what do I find in people like you? I replied, a consolation prize. Because in a perfect life, yours would be mine, so instead you should be mine. Yeah, that sounds nice. A one-sided soul tie. You know, when I saw you that weekend in July, I almost cried. Not because it seemed fine without me, but because I was reminded of a time as a child I realized my life, the life my parents wanted for me wasn't mine, it belonged to you. In middle school, when I swam with you, they always wondered why I could never be like you. He's faster than you, smarter than you, he works harder than you. In high school, he's an honor student, gets better grades than you, and look who he took to prom. The whole time you were gay. Look how he's using his token. He's not ungrateful like you. See, he made his way through all the way to D1 with friends. See, his token made people like him, but you just could never get it right, could you? So when I saw you that weekend in November, I remembered through a spiral of emotions that finding the words to describe envy is the hardest part of living with it. So you try to find them in the eyes of those you thought you loved. You look in the cousin your parents wished was their son. You find them in the voice that says you would not be their firstborn if they had a choice. When no amount of affirming language helps, when your lived experience is defined by wishing you were someone else, when you're surrounded by people that make you realize how much you hate yourself, the truth is you never really find the words to describe envy, so you just live with it. Poem.
Right, give it up one more time for Dude. We have two poets, unless Amp pops back in. I have to pop out, so unless Amp comes back in, then I'll get him in here too. Otherwise, there's two of us. I do want to tell you, so we had our 2-year anniversary of this event last June. We're coming up on 3 years now. What we did last year is pretty close to what we're doing this year. We had some of y'all were here. I think Soul, you were out here for that one, I think. Y'all were here, weren't you? Okay. So many different events that, like, my mind is, I'm not sure who all was out here, but we had a number of features in the back room, DJ Verb, and it was kind of run like a slam, where you get poet introduced, you get one poem from the feature, next poet's called up, and you go through, and then one more time they run through. And we're doing that again. We have 10 poets who have featured already here, some recently, some way back to the second one. I'm looking here because if I try to remember all of them, I'm going to miss somebody and I'm going to feel bad. So we have Avery Lamar Pope, who Siaara and I were talking about earlier. We got Steve Brightman from Akron. We got Danielle Nicole, Nikki Dixon, the very first feature we had here. We've got Mixed Rose, Geronimo, Stephanie Janese, Keisha Nicole Foster, Q in the Stew, Galaxy coming from Detroit, and Ephraim Nehemiah coming from Baltimore, y'all. It's going to be an amazing night. There are flyers. If y'all would help with publicity, if you got a place you can spread the news, there are digital flyers online you can find, but take these. There are plenty of them. They are two-sided, so if, like, you pass the event, now you just got to have a poster for the regular monthly event. It's on the other side too, but they're up on the table. Grab as many as you think you may be able to use or pass out. You're welcome to those. It is a ticketed event. Pre-sale's $15. It is going to be $20 at the door. We got to pay a lot of poets here, so help me out. Speaking of paying poets, some of you are already doing this because some of you know how the deal goes, but we do have a tin up here. Suggested $5 donation for all who are willing and able. That goes straight to the feature. All that goes home with Siaara, so help give Siaara some extra tonight. But next to the open mic, let's welcome Soul. Should have said more because Soul is a great host. First time hosting recently, you never would have known. But also a good friend and a great poet. I'm excited to hear it.
I've been planning my suicide for about 4 years now, y'all. Or maybe it's been 5. But every time I build the courage to try to act, something always tends to change my mind. And I'm still trying to figure out why. Why won't my soul let me act on something that my mind wants so eagerly? Maybe it's because my mind and my soul are always at odds. My mind and my soul are always at odds. My mind and my soul are, I never really liked them. The scars that have made me afraid to take a stride into the outside world. I've never really been fond of my lack of self-confidence. As of lately, it's been lower than my social battery. And instead of properly recharging, I've been charging myself a fee in order to get some accurate sleep. These scars, they talk to me, while others talk about me, and they whisper, "You're different. You know you'll never really belong because we're the only things that they'll ever see. Don't you realize that we're stronger than any dream or aspiration that you'll ever try to gain? And every single time you think of reboosting your confidence, we'll remind you of the pain. Do we need to remind you of the isolation that we have forced upon you? Do we need to remind you of the laughter, the whispers that you still hear to this day? Motherfucker, don't you know we're here to stay and we ain't never going away? All they will ever see is us. Even when you try distracting them with words that you've molded together oh so meticulously, like planning out your suicide for 4 or 5 years and how you've been breaking all your crystal glass fears. Don't you know that we're the ones that gave you all those fears in the first place? We're the ones that gave you all of that aspiration from the pain. We're the reason that you even decided to try to put words to a page. You need us! Before they saw all of that potential that you possess, they saw your pain. And before they saw all of that resilience that you hold, they saw your rage. And so every single time you think of going to bare soul on stage, just remember, motherfucker, we made you, nigga. And you need us. Thank you. Y'all can follow me on all platforms at StoopKidSoul_, y'all. That's StoopKidSoul_. Thank you.
Right. All right, we have one more for the open mic, and that's going to be me. All right, so we'll start with this. There's an event. Well, first of all, there's an event every first Thursday here at the Rialto Theater that Jim Ballard is playing with 2 musical guests in the back room. Who do you got tomorrow night? Is it? Am I wrong? Is first Thursday tomorrow? Are you on break? You're back, right?
Colin John, Jim Zeller.
Okay, fantastic. Always a great night. I'm in a show tomorrow night. Now, your show starts at 5.
Yeah, and the lady who just came up, and she's my guest in August.
Oh, wow. Oh, fantastic. Susan, yeah.
Susan,
Oh, well, cool. You can hear Susan sing and play guitar in the back room in August on the first Thursday. Another friend of mine, Tyler Hawes, started this event called Interpretations, which is the first Thursday of the month, but it's at 7, and Jim's event is over at 7, so you can catch both. And so typically what he does, he has, last time it was, I think it was 7 songs, and he brings in 3 different artists each time, him and 2 others. And they cover them, but they're drastically different because it might be a jazz instrumental duet, and it might be, a singer-songwriter, and it might be a poet coming to cover songs. So he brought me in once. I had a great time doing it. He reached out. He's like, I need you to come back again. I want to do this again. So we're doing this. So this time I only have to do 4, which is nice. I only have to write 4. We're going to do some of our own original stuff too. But so I am in the process of being ready. I still have till tomorrow. So one of the songs is Stevie Wonder's Ass. And so I did a repeated erasure off of just this verse. You got to come tomorrow to hear that. One of them is the Weepies, and the world spins madly on. And I did that as a diary entry using some of their lyrics and some other lyrics to kind of take the timeline back. One of them is The Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins, and that was the one I struggled with until like right before I came here. I had something that I think is going to work, but otherwise it was going to be a really weak poem for that one. And it's hard, because 1, it's not my song, and 2, it's like, it's just repetitive. He just sings the same thing over and over and over, and if you're interpreting lyrics, like, there's only so many lines you got. Like, I can't do guitar solos in poetry, which is like why, if you like the song, it's probably why you like it, is the music, and that disappears when you're a poet. But I have a poem I have got at least the bones down for tomorrow about trying to write a poem about that song. But the one I'm going to read for you from that tonight, I'll give you a sneak peek here, but come and hear the rest if you want tomorrow, as well as other groups, Grindstone, and then Tyler will be playing as well. I won't be playing, I'll be speaking. This one is Thick as a Brick by Jethro Tull. I don't know how many are familiar. Ed, at least. All right, Joe, several of you. Okay, Sylvia as well. And you get a lot of, unlike Danger Zone, you got lyrics to work with, and they're pretty poetic lyrics. Like, I could have read a lot of it, but like that didn't feel like enough. So you remember the refrigerator magnets you put, and like you could rearrange them and make your own little saying or make your own little poem. So I sat there in my house and I cut up the lyrics, spread over this table, and then I pulled from that to make my little refrigerator poem. So Thick as a Brick, refrigerator remix. The innocent young poet, milking mountains with his pen, casting curtains aside to let sandcastles in. But the hourglass rapidly winds along. Father Time casts shadows too. What do you do when the old man is you. Love's boiling in the gutter, the fading years wash away. An elastic destruction, a newfangled play. The ancient hellish chorus, should we sing along, writing up his memoirs before his last cattle song. Wisdom comes in a whisper, the tardy truth of men, while the old poet quietly sheaths his pen. Come out tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, another venue, but I'll tell you where that is later if you want. Shameless plug, I just put out my second spoken word album, just. I've got copies. You can't find it on Spotify yet, that's how new it is and how slow Spotify is being, but it's on Deezer, it's on iTunes, it's on Apple Music, it's on Bandcamp, and there's physical copies here. I will do something from that if you come back June 20th. But today I'm going to do this piece. Deanna and I were talking about this book, my latest book. It's been a couple years now. I'm going to do the title piece from this. This one was on my mind. I haven't read this one in quite a while. So, Continuity Flaws is the title of the book and the title of the piece I'm going to read. It helps for an audience to know what a continuity flaw is. Some of you may know by that title. Some head nods, obviously not others, or continuity error. So in film, in television, in a comic book, in anything, there's continuity is when things continue on as you would expect, as you would see them as they're supposed to. And then there are breaks where things are different and not intentionally. Like they filmed a second cut, then came back and redid a few parts of the scene or whatever, and the lamp's in a different spot, the glass isn't as full, the hair's different, whatever. So that is a continuity flaw. And they're kind of interesting if you look for them and notice them. It can be kind of fun. You know, it can take you away from the movie if they're bad enough. But if they're just kind of there, it's kind of like, ooh, I just spotted that one. It's kind of an interesting thing. So this is continuity flaws. America burst out of our elementary school books with glorious fanfare, fife, and drum flag waving in the air. Looking dapper in a red bow tie, tails, and top hat, or dressed for battle, red boots, red gloves, indestructible circular shield. Either way, making sure to highlight those broad stripes and bright stars. Stand, we are told, hand proudly over heart, pledging blind allegiance to the virtuous defender of this land of the free, this home of the brave. The amber waves of grain, the open arms for the tempest-tossed, the country, we are told, God shed his grace upon. Self-proclaimed hero of our own storybook, regurgitated repeatedly into school children's unquestioning ears, grooming good little patriots. But with closer inspection, with the benefit of time, we came to see the blood dripping from the shield, the stolen land beneath our feet. We learned that what we shared with the Indians, despite parading our paper pilgrim hats in the hallway, was smallpox and the bullet end of a rifle. Our captain, America, was trading slaves and sewing white hoods, always in the way of progress, always protecting the patriarchy. Preemptive attacks, misplaced retaliation, oil wars, and arms deals. For-profit prisons, children in cages, the tempest tossed away. Our claim to be the hero of the story started to conflict with the body count. Liberty and justice for all, but hollow words on a page still waiting to be realized. America, the superhero, revealed to be just another comic book fantasy with continuity flaws. Y'all are awesome. You've been a fantastic audience all night. I am going to break again. One, because I need to change the battery on my camera, or we're never going to make it through with this. But two, because last time we broke, there was so much great connection and communication. I want to allow for a chance for that too. So talk with the amazing folks in this room. Any of these fantastic human beings sharing space with us tonight. Take a couple minutes. We'll get this mic rolling again with our feature one last time. So yeah. Woo. I have one of my favorite poets, one of my favorite humans, who's not been here in a while, but I am so excited that I'm going to call up one more voice to the open mic before we get back to Siaara to close. because y'all need to hear this poet. Please welcome to the mic, Sugar Water Baby!
Hi guys.
Hey!
So I was working on this poem. I was trying to kind of like work on like dialogue and stuff. So it's kind of like a story. I don't have you, and it's kind of memorized. So please bear with me.
Okay.
But it's called. It's not finished, I'm sure, but I know the title is definitely gonna be called Pennies. So my mama birthed the first onyx, carved cradles from bedrock. A legend and a tale. I drink and swim from my mother's wells. It ain't a thing on God's green earth I can't do. I got wind chimes in the corners of my living room, catching spirits, tapping souls. Pretty little copper colors, fine-tuned, well-oiled. I got pennies pouring from my ears. I paint pictures and pour pictures. The poor man's wife. I know of sacrifice. Therefore, I know God well. So there I was, dancing in Saturday rain, sitting at grandma's kitchen table. The queen of hearts building a house of cards. And when it became too much for me to bear, well, the wind helped me carry spring in. Oh, baby, look at you, tracking honey again. The residue from the sheets I left the night before. Men need not to be so wasteful. I am, in fact, the physical representation of God's unconditional love. And somehow my love got lost in these lines. Somehow God got lost in my eyes. And baby, hold your head high. Even the strongest of men get lost in my tide. My mama birthed me under the light of a blue moon. I told you, I got wind chimes in the corners of my living rooms. Catching spirits, tapping souls. Pretty little copper colors. Fine-tuned, well-oiled. I got pennies pouring from my ears.
That's beautiful.
I paint pictures and pour pictures. The poor man's sacrifice. Hold on. I paint pictures and pour pictures. The poor man's wife. I've known of sacrifice. Therefore, I know God well. And hold on. And my grandmother told no one of this prayer. My name, Hallelujah. I was born a raven. And the women gathered and began to hold hands and sing. Each one of our mothers saw to a befitting offering. The remnants of laughter, the relief and release of suffering. Keep the circle, keep the child, keep the house, keep the garden, keep the gate. Please pass the plate and please try and keep the rhythm. Our backs shot on fire and our native tongue got religious. And our mothers told no one of these prayers. My eye holds the sound. My eye sets the sound of the tone. Metaphoric, meditative, monolithic, monotones endorsed by God. Baby, my destiny was written in stone. Didn't I tell you? I got wind chimes in the corners of my living room. Catching spirits, tapping souls. Pretty little copper colors. Fine-tuned, well-oiled. I got pennies pouring from my ears. I paint pictures and pour pictures. The poor man's sacrifice. The poor man's wife. I've known of sacrifice. Therefore, I know God well. Thank y'all for letting me get that.
Thank you, sir. All right, thank you for a little extra open mic time, y'all. Hope it was worth it to all of you. I'm sure it was. Absolutely. Yeah, we've missed you here. I just saw you and got to hear you not long ago, but we missed you. Glad you're back here. So that means it is time to welcome our feature back up. I will tell this story too. So I went to a feature that Siaara was doing up in Cleveland, which was awesome because we got to hang and I got to hear Siaara perform again. Now, while Siaara was on the mic, one of her best friends called, and Siaara took it in the middle of a set. I don't know if it was the middle of a poem or not, but it was at least in the middle of the set. And she's like, I can't not take it. She's going to keep calling back. She's going to think something's wrong. So she literally has this, it was quick. We literally has a conversation in the middle of the feature. Like, yeah, no, I'm up, no, for real, I'm up on the mic. So anyway, I'm really excited to hear more from you. I'm glad the rest of y'all stuck around because this has been amazing already, and we're going to cap it off one more time with Siaara Freeman.
It's true, I answered my best friend. Because poetry is important, but people are more important.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be no poetry if it wasn't for people.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have no poems if Drea wasn't my best friend. I wouldn't. I answer her every time. And she's a Scorpio, so if I don't answer, she's gonna pull up. So I gotta answer. And then she pull up? Oh, she came.
She did.
So
You
let's
answered,
not-
she still came.
Let's not talk about that part, because I told her where I was at. I answered, and my best friend came to see the rest of the poetry show. She said, oh, okay, that's all you had to say. I'm on my way.
Yeah. Your best friend needs to check your schedule better, but other than that.
She is a Scorpio. She don't have her own schedule. Let alone giving a damn about mine, okay? All right. Poems. So, my phone died. It's back there. My book sold out this past weekend, which is a great problem to have. So if you are interested, it's a great problem to have.
I'm very interested, though. I don't have this yet.
Especially being a black queer woman right before Pride and Juneteenth. It is a fucking fantastic. My publisher is like, oh yeah, baby, you sold out right in time. You sold out right where we needed you to sell out. So unfortunately, I do not have merch to sell, but if you are interested, the name of my book is Urbanshee. So it is the combination of the words urban, meaning inner city, the hood, the ghetto, and banshee, which is a fairy from Irish folklore that warns the family of upcoming death. Yeah. Oh, baby, see, I know what I do. I went to Ireland and talked to them folks about it, baby. I know what I do. And so, being in an urban area, being raised smack dab in the middle of Cleveland projects, and being a nerdy kid, it's not an easy life to fucking live. I was on my porch reading Harry Potter books for too fucking long. Fuck J.K. Rowling now. But for too long, I was sitting on that porch. Nobody wanted to play with me. Nobody wanted to talk to me. I spoke white, and that exiled me. And the area that I loved. Baby, I love the hood. It's hard to find somebody to love the hood more than me. But the hood decided I was different because of my interest. But because of the father, may he rest in peace, and you'll get this phone, that I had, he made me sure that nobody could take my culture away from me. So I don't give a damn how many books you read, how extended your vocabulary becomes. Baby, you St. Clair. You are of the hoods of Cleveland. And that is just as important as any degree, as any accolade, as anything you want to add to that resume. Where you are from is just as important. Who you are is just as important as what you do. People focus on what they do. They forget who they are. Here's who I am. 10 things they never tell you about the drug dealer's daughter. 1, she loves Greek mythology. And by the time she is finally old enough to understand love, it is already dead. 2, she is 9 when she has the blessing of being brought up in this contemporary concept. She is the first on her block to get a stay-at-home dad. She brags. He plays Barbies and dominoes, and he cooks, y'all. We got enough baking soda in my basement to open 10 bakeries. My daddy is a baker. The cakes, they sell so fast you barely see them. Just the customers looking some kind of hungry, like they got a sweet tooth only my daddy can yank. And I swear, y'all, we gonna be rich. 3, none of her friends believe her until they all turn training bra. and things start disappearing and reappearing in her house. First, Tanya's television set, her older brother's attention. Then it is Danielle's four-fingered ring and her father's retirement fund. Finally, it is Brittany's whole mother four. The girl and her family, they disappear into a new neighborhood. The drug dealer, the father, he never misses a play, a beauty pageant, a poetry slam, and they ain't rich. But they ain't in them projects no more either. 4, 5. By the time I realize what we are, it is already too late. We are an urban novel you will skim over in Walmart, a 4-minute smirk on Fox 8's face. What would occur if Spike Lee and Quentin Tarantino made a film under Eazy-E's direction? We are the question that Black America asks itself every Sunday. I am a bakery with nothing sweet left in it. 6. My father is killed. My father is shot point blank range in the back of his left ear one night. But you probably knew this was going to happen. Saying it on stage makes me feel better, makes this more real, less magic, makes this poem more 10 things you ain't know about Siaara Freeman, less 10 things about a cliche you can click your fucking teeth at. 7. Some nights I put on my father's chalk outline and I teach it how to walk. My face is a haunted house. My mother screams that from habit, not fear. Most days I am an alley that no one will enter alone. 8. He is found with no jewelry, just his pocket watch. My baby teeth are snuggled inside after his autopsy. They are returned to me, chipped. 9. I disappear into my old neighborhood. I got this itch the suburbs ain't got nails for. I find Danielle. She asks me if I inherited any of my daddy's magic. I shake my head. She abracadabra something into her arm and says, you know, the drug dealers deserve to die, right? 10. I know y'all's stories. I know how magic can turn black men into myths, how the hood can make any black man a monster, and that Zeus made an exit wound big enough for his daughter to walk out of fully armored. And Athena, unlike most goddesses, she finally learned to love something more than herself. Oh.
Damn.
Wow. Jump-started my career. I came up in an era where a lot of African-American poets were disparaging hood, talking about everything that was wrong with urban environments. And I came up in an era where I was like, well, shit, I'm from the hood. I like it there. I like space games. I like fish fries. I'm okay with the shit that happened in my hood. And so that poem opened up space for other people in urban areas to speak on how they grew. Part of my touring internationally was because it was girls in Italy who were like, oh, I'm the mobster's daughter. So I know what that means to be the drug dealer's daughter in America. Because I'm the mobster's daughter in Italy. And people think that your story, we are so small-minded. I'm like, I'm black. I'm from the hood. Can't nobody ever tell me you can't live like me. No shit I've been through. And this little blind, blue-eyed white girl in Italy, like, girl, we live the same fucking life. The same shit, girl. The same shit. She was right. And poetry, it connects you. So anyway, my mom's a Libra. Okay? And so she's like, you did a poem about your dad. Where's my fucking poem? I know I'm not dead and shit, but I still want a poem. And I'm like, all right, bet. Here's her poem. It went viral too. I'm proud of that. Some poets go viral talking about other shit. I went viral talking about my parents.
Oh, I remember this one.
I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, y'all want to talk about mamas? Okay then. My mama. My mama? So strong, a hurricane named his kids after hers. My mama. So much pressure, she made 3 diamonds in 39 years. My mama. So smooth, she talk like her skin. My mama. So smart, y'all, she became my mama. My mama. Yeah, smart lady. My mama. So black America don't know whether to kill her or clone her. My mama. So hood, if you GPS survival, you end up in her arms. My mama. So magic, unicorns chose not to exist when they heard she was coming. My mama. So old, baby, she could teach you something. My mama. So black, when you sit her next to God, you can barely tell the difference. My mama. Oh yeah. My mama. So holy, duh, my daddy is a ghost. My mama. Yeah. My mama. So Midwest, she said, bless your heart. And then fuck you. My mama. So down south, she said, bless your heart. And meant fuck you. My mama. My mama, so many summers in Brooklyn with her uncat, she said fuck you and meant fuck you. My mama will whip your ass so fast you forget what you done did. My mama will gather you in her arms so fast you forget what you done did. My mama. So fly, she got birds embarrassed. My mama. So pretty, she make flowers shine. My mama. So loud, the devil. My mama. So fat, boy, your pockets is jealous. My mama. So soft, baby girl, them edges is jealous. My mama. So fresh, my guy, your breath is jealous. My mama. So black, she gave her 3 daughters everything she got. My mama. So hood, she gave her 3 daughters everything she got. My mama. So poor, she gave her 3 daughters everything she got. My mama. So nosy, she is nosy, y'all. But she kept me alive.
Hell yeah.
About me unacceptable. And so if anyone ever gets an email from Tracy Freeman at yahoo.com, you let her know that I did her poem on the stage. We all agree to that. We all agree. She has done it to people. We are laughing. She has asked audience members. She has. So, all right, we all agree. We're all on the same page. All right, I'm gonna do 2 more poems and get out y'all way. If that's cool, let me hear you say cool.
Cool, but you ain't in nobody's way.
I love this poem because this is a poem that I gave to my students now. And I watched them turn this into a group piece. And I realized when I wrote this poem, this is an old poem. I did new shit, so I'm going to do old shit. It's an old poem. When I wrote this poem, y'all, I wasn't much older than them. And so to watch them pick, to watch them pick this poem. I'm 35. And anybody who has ever been 35 at any point knows you were questioning every fucking thing you were ever done. You were like, I don't know what the future is. I don't know what the past means. I don't know what the present is. I don't fucking know anything right now. And they grounded me for a second. And I was like, no matter what, I know I'm still her. I know I'm still the girl that wrote that book. And to watch them pick it up, I'm like, this is what poetry does. Y'all wanted to say a thing. You didn't have the words. Miss Cece had the words, and you were able to say a thing. Here's this poem. I hope you don't want to do it because they do it better than me now. It's great. If you see these little girls do it, they're 8th graders. If you see, watch me do it right now and know that when it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, it's amazing. Urban girl, That's me. Urban girl. Urban area. Urban girl is her area. Urban girl, unspeakable property damaged. Urban girls get called property. Urban girls get called damaged. Urban girls get called unspeakable. Most folks act surprised urban girls even able to speak. Urban girls get spoke at, spoke with, spoke through, but not to. Never to. Urban girl get catcalls, also suburban girl. Except, urban girl deserved it. Urban girl always dressed like this, like a bet, like BET. Urban girl get whispers. Where your mama? Where your daddy? Where your brother? Where your sisters? Urban girl heard you say death was natural. Urban girl used to seeing it in her family's blood on them streets. Urban girls make a whole language out of family and blood and streets. Know you understand. Know when you say urban, what you really want to say is ghetto. And you do. Urban girl heard you. Urban girl knows what condescending feels like. Fuck if she can spell it. Urban girl turned her hand into an answering machine in the 90s so you may speak to it. Urban girl 90s. Urban girl baby. Urban girl baby's kids. Urban girl proof that we don't die, we multiply equation. Urban girl dead daddy ghost grand right from her face. Urban girl, you don't answer whether you like it or not. Urban girl 90s, talk to the hand. Urban girl J's. Yeah. Urban girls will stand in line for Jordans. Urban girls stand in line for shit we don't want all the time anyway. Urban girl, free lunch, care source, public assistance. Urban girls hide their everything in their eyes. They know it's the one place America can't look for too long. Urban girl heard you say welfare queen. Urban girl dyslexic. Urban girl reads farewell queen. Urban girl always understands she a queen. No, urban girl J's. Urban girls get Jade in J's for J's. Urban girls get jumped more than rope. Urban girl Jade hit. Urban girl Jade did. Urban girl Beyonce. Yeah. Urban girl back in my day Beyonce. Urban girl blind micros. Pay my bills. Say my name. I'm a survivor. Urban girl old school. Urban girl. All my life I had to fight. Urban girl old school. Urban girl hip. Urban girl Black China, Amber Rose. Urban girl more empire than scandal. Urban girl don't understand why y'all think Olivia Pope got it so much fucking better. Urban girl will set it off up in here. Urban girl Queen Latifah, Vivica A. Fox, Kimberly Elise, Jada Pinkett Smith. Urban girls make you say their whole name. Fuck if you can spell it. Urban girls make you feel it. Urban girl make you feel it. Urban girl, no. You a copycat. Suburban girl. And that you grimy with it. Urban girl saw you twerking. The urban girl heard you call Miley Cyrus innovative and say Rihanna was ratchet. Urban girl heard you say Zendaya Coleman's locks must smell like weed. Oh, urban girl get it? Urban girl your bad example. Urban girl steal your example. Urban girl still bad. Urban girl don't need your roses. Urban girl want all them roses black if you gon' need them. Urban girl know that concrete they came from. She know if they red, they might have been bleeding. Urban girl murdered roses. Urban girl used to it. Urban girl old school. Urban girl Africa. Urban girl Egypt. Urban girl Sphinx speak. Urban girl smarter than y'all think. Urban girl a lion's jaw full of riddle and bones. Get her story told in shade, in every shade but her own. Y'all so shady. Urban girl Sphinx got her nose knocked off. Still draped in gold though, still standing. Nose knocked off. Still draped in gold, still standing. All this time, still standing, giving everybody else somebody they can talk about. I'm gonna get out your way so we can all go home and enjoy our evening. I know I got to work in the morning. I'm sure I'm not the only one. So this is a poem about Cleveland. Touring is hard, period. When you are an artist from Cleveland, it's harder. Because people think our city is a fucking joke. They think it's funny. They make little tee-hees before I get on stage. And I'm like, that shit's not funny. To me, here's that poem. For Cleveland, Ohio. Because look, I don't blame the dirt for wanting to shimmer. I blame the water for thinking it's too good to make mud. One. Some people think my city is a punchline. They think we're really bad at sports and staying alive. They think we are so ugly. Why would anyone put a ring on it twice? Here's a joke I've heard. Why do birds fly backwards over Cleveland?
Why?
Because there's nothing worth shitting on. What's the difference between Cleveland and the bucket of shit? The bucket? Some people say my city has the filthiest motherfucking mouths in the Midwest. I say my city is what happens when you don't grow up here. When you grow up somewhere, sure that tomorrow will call your name till your answer. My city thinks that's a joke. It will only get in hindsight. My city don't get nothing till after the fact. Till the protesters leave. Till LeBron James returns. Till the crime rates drop some. My city might not be here when any of that happens. My city might be at the crossroads waiting for everyone else. Knock, knock, who's there? Cleveland. They be like, turn off your lights and lock your doors. My city makes the apocalypse look reasonable to outsiders. My city can't say its own name without hearing Tamir Rice scream without hearing no scream at all from 3-year-old Major. My city is a dead baby joke you laughed at and now you're embarrassed about. Here's the final joke I've heard. How do students from Cleveland spend their first week of school? Studying their Miranda rights.
Wow.
It's fucked up. 2. Cuyahoga County was named by the Seneca Native Americans. It means place of the jawbone. And the jawbone is the hardest bone to break, but it is typically the first place punched, and I ain't learned this from anywhere. My father told me when I was 8 years old, he said, Siaara, our city was struck in the jaw. He said, when the Cuyahoga River caught flame, it was blood. Stepping outside to get some fresh air, he said, it was all of our blood. Anyone who had been born or would be born in Cleveland, and they think our blood is dirty, and they think we will infect them, and sometimes no one even notices a person's problems until they set themselves on fire. My city is a proud pyromaniac licking ashes off its fingers. My city knows the recipe for making water thicker than blood. My city would tell you, but Cleveland don't trust you not to laugh. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'll do a short one. I can't not do a poem from my best friend's book.
Oh, yeah.
Black trans women are important. My book is gone, but her book is here. Please buy Local Women. I'm going to do something very short. It's a beautiful book. She's a beautiful girl. drenched in reflection. 'Cause we're not allowed in public. Not really. My mom thinks everyone is enamored with my beauty. But I know they are surprised to see one of us living. Outside is a stage, and I am a pretty player. I love what I see on the other side of myself. A man tells my mother he couldn't take the doll because my heels, my legs, my tattoos stopped him from looking me in the eye. He wants to meet me, to apologize for eating me from my soul up. He's the worst I'm aware of, but we're not alone in lust-filled gaze givers. All I want to tell my mother about me is how they like my parts, Mom. She thinks I'm unclockable until I speak. And I know she's trying not to blame me for any danger I dodge. Desire is in the eye of the beholder, but I live in the empty hands of a discombobulated bastard country disintegrate, and they're salivating. I am shards and shards and shards of myself they wish to suck between their teeth.
All right.
I'm done for real time.
How y'all doing? Please come back every first Wednesday next, or as many as you can. Now you have to be here every time, but I do appreciate those of you that come in all the time, or often, most of the time. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate those first night here. Next first Wednesday, so that will be in July, whatever the first Wednesday in July, dual feature, Tate Jones and Chelsea, if you're familiar with them. But also Friday, June 20th, we got 11 features in the back. DJ Verb, it's going to be a great night. Take flyers, things like that. Let's give it up for all the people who this was your first time at the event. I appreciate y'all coming out. Let's give it for those who've been coming back, the regulars we got here. Let's give it up for the Rialto Theater. Seth and Nate, love y'all. Let's give it up for everyone on the open mic today. Y'all were amazing. For the audience, because y'all were amazing too. And then last but certainly not least, give it up one last time for the amazing feature, Siaara Freeman! Thanks, y'all.